Okay, so this question is talking about a prism, and it's talking about the swimming pool is empty, and we want to work out if we fill it at this rate, how long would it take to fill that pool. So because it's mentioned a prism, it's talking about filling it, and it's talking about litres, which is a capacity. So we have to think about working out the volume of this, and at the front of the exam paper we should remember they give us a formula for the volume of a prism. And so we just quickly write that down so that we can remind ourselves to work from it. So volume of prism equals the area of cross section times the length of the shape. Now what we need to remember is that a prism, doesn't really matter what type of prism it is, the area of cross section is what goes through the whole shape without changing. So if you look at this shape here, we can see that this at the end here, this end face, is not the cross section, because as you move through the shape it changes different dimensions at this point, and changes throughout as you're moving it because of the angle of the line here. So that's not going to be the cross section. The top face is not going to be the cross section, because again, as you move it downwards, once you get to this point it starts changing the size. So it looks like going in that direction doesn't work, going downwards doesn't work. So it looks like the cross section is going to be in that direction. And as we can see, if we imagine this, it's going to keep moving through the shape at the same size throughout. So this is our cross section. So basically we're going to split this up to work out the area, and there's lots of ways of splitting this shape up, but this is probably going to be the more straightforward one. So we're going to create a rectangle and a triangle. The rectangle, we can see quite quickly, has got a height of 1 and a width of 15. And the triangle, though, we've got some missing numbers here, but we can see from the way the information is worded that the whole of that was 2. This bit here is 1, so this also must be 1. And we can see from the length here of 15 that this bit was 6, so this bit must be 9. So we've got the dimensions on here, so we can work out the area of cross section. So the area of cross section then is going to be the 1 times 15 because of the rectangle bit, plus and the area of a triangle. So remind ourselves what the formula is for the area of a triangle. It's a half the base length times the vertical height, the perpendicular height. So in this case it's going to be a half times 9 times 1. And then we're timesing by the length. So that's the area of cross section. And then we're timesing by the length of the shape. Well, the length of the shape is what is the distance travelled by the cross section to get from one end to the other, and in this case it's going to be 10. So we're going to times by 10. So 4.5, half of 9 is 4.5, 15, so we're adding on 15, so that's 19.5 times 10. So 195 cubic meters. Really important, remember the units, because here we're doing an area which gave us squared units, and we're times it by another length, so we end up with cubed units. So we've worked out that the volume of the prism is 195 meters cubed, cubic meters, and it's telling us that the pool is filling up at 50 litres per minute. We can see that they were nice. They told us how many litres are in a cubic metre. So we need to say number of litres, again showing our method clearly, is 195 times 1,000. So that's going to be 195,000 litres. And they're telling us that the pool is filling up at 50 litres per minute. So the time, which is what the question wanted, is going to be 195,000 divided by, well, there are 50 litres a minute. So we're going to do 195,000 divided by 50. So 195 divided by 5 is 39, plus that 390 with the extra 0, 3,900. So that's 3,900 minutes. But the question said it wants the answer in hours. So when we look at the answer line, we can see, to remind us, they want the answer in hours. So we must remember then to do 3,900 divided by 60, 60 minutes in an hour. So 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So again, we've been really careful with our method. Worth 5 marks, so it's worth spending a bit of time. and 3,900 divided by 60 is it's a nice number, but it's actually 390 divided by 6. So 390 divided by 6, so 65 hours. So it's going to take 65 hours to fill up this swimming pool. So a couple of days or so. Okay, so that's reminded you about volume of a prism. We have to use the formula area of cross-section times length. We have to recognise what the cross-section is. It's the constant face that goes through the whole shape, same at either end. And once we've worked out that area, times by the length gives you the volume, and then we just go through the information carefully to make sure we're doing what the question wanted. So we need a number of litres, and then once we've got the number of litres, we can then work out the number of minutes it took, and then work out the number of hours it took.